Great short yesterday on Slerf. Amazing short. Really quite a large position as well. And I made the biggest cock up yesterday, the biggest mistake. Everyone makes mistakes, right? And I think we're done with Bitcoin. Yeah, there's no more questions. I think we're clear. Biggest cock up. I'm such an idiot. I set quite a wide invalidation, but I didn't calculate it. And last night, when I just went to bed, I was a bit tired. Went up, stopped me out, and then here we are. I'm an idiot, really. So I've got this suspicious feeling that Bybit hates leverage traders and is trying as hard as it can to punish them. Like, literally, that's what I think. I literally think that. I think there was no reason for the price to go up like that, honestly, except to liquidate. It was all, that's all it was. And it wasn't people either. People weren't, I don't think coming down like that from the top, swing failure. Yeah. Why would the price go all the way up there? It didn't, people didn't buy that. That was Bybit. That was Bybit, or whoever, Bybit buying that just to liquidate people. That's all it was. I'm really annoying because I had a really good position. It's my fault, really, because I should have had my stop above the high. Anyway, so what's happening with Slerf? We're having a little bit of a pumpy right now. No swing failure here. Let's have a look. Probably trying to just fill the gaps. It looks like it. Just a little bit of a short squeeze. Trying to get up to these candles here. Probably. That's what's happening right now. Shorts are getting closed. And it's interesting, actually, because you look at the candles and you're looking at the price action. I was looking on Slerf on the 4-hour time frame. Let me get rid of this stuff as well. Slerf overreacts to Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin shows a little bit of red, Slerf goes crazy. And then when Bitcoin shows a little bit of green, Slerf goes crazy the other way. Slerf is like, it's like your overreacting new girlfriend who doesn't like you talking to other girls. Overreacts every time. Slerf is like that. It's like a overreacting girlfriend of Bitcoin. Just overreacts, and what happens is that people always end up buying the highs. You can see the volume coming in at the highs, and then they get trapped and the price goes back down. I wanted to do a full analysis on Slerf yesterday, and I didn't really do it because I spent too long just looking at the price action. What time is it now? So we're about to finish and close this 1-hour candle. See, the price has come all the way back up to the bottom of that green candle. I think this whole thing is bearish, but I am fully aware of this swing failure here. Yeah. And we've come back down. We haven't taken out the low again. I would have liked to have seen that. Hasn't happened again. So I'm fully aware that Slerf has the capability, even though I'm bearish on Bitcoin, Slerf fully has the capability to do that. I'm very aware of that. Okay. While Bitcoin is trying to figure itself out, Slerf has that ability to pump one more time to create some kind of bearish head and shoulders here. I'm not saying it's going to happen. You just got to be with Slerf. You have to go be a little bit careful because even though it's looking bearish, for me, it's looking bearish, Slerf well and truly has the ability to destroy people. I mean, Bitcoin's a little bit more predictable, just because it's highly liquid, and so it's going to be harder for people to buy the price up when the whole world is like looking at this and feeling bearish. And then when you're looking at Slerf, it's really not liquid at all. Like, whoever thinks it's liquid, they say, oh, the liquidity pool, $1 million worth. I have no idea about that shit. The reality is that I can push the price around with $500 in my account. Yeah, I can just leverage, and I can just push the price around. And so naturally, if you're going to get a lot of people do the same thing because they see the price going up, see green candles, they start market buying, the price moves really fast. So you just got to be very careful about Slerf, because it's the same as Bitcoin, really. It's looking really bearish. Why is it looking bearish? Well, we're basically back underneath that pivot. See that? That's not bullish at all. It's bearish. What needed to happen for some kind of continuation, this time that we came above it, we should have held for some kind of correction here, some kind of flat correction. That's kind of what you would want to see in the first instance. If you don't see that, then what you get instead is you get one pump, and this is the late pump, swing failure, and then a sell-off. Okay, and we're in the sell-off. We're in the beginning of the sell-off phase. I think a lot of people are bullish on Slerf, and so they're still holding on to their positions. They're looking at the charts and they're feeling quite bullish, because, you know, from a distance it looks quite bullish, higher highs, higher lows. But right now we're starting to see weakness, and that's the problem with Slerf. Yeah, regardless of how bullish it looks, when you start seeing weakness at the highs, you can't continue that bias. You have to allow yourself to adapt to the change of the conditions, right? This whole idea of this is bearish. Coming back into some kind of neckline here is bearish. Okay, so we have to change that first, and until you see a change, it's not going to look bullish at all. So the change in the context here would be to flip some kind of neckline back into support in the context of this structure. Then you got a higher low, you flipped some kind of neckline holding a support, and then people will feel comfortable to start buying again, and maybe there'll be another attempt. Can it take out the high? Who knows? It could just as easily again form some kind of head and shoulders pattern here. But that's kind of what you want to see first. It would truly wreck shorts. But I would probably be looking to short that just in the context of the wider crypto market. Okay, and so just looking at the price action, look, so we had a swing. The swing failure was here. Down to the 786. Haven't really back tested this golden pocket. I don't like that, to be honest with you. I don't like this that pumpy behavior. Nuri Delon, hi Amy, how are you? I want to open long position for Kusama. Could you check Kusama chart? Yeah, I can have a look. Let me just finish this. I'd want to see some kind of back test on the golden pocket, not just pump through it. I don't like that at all. That doesn't give me confidence. And what you're seeing is classic Slerf FOMO. Okay, and people are really bullish on Slerf, but they're just forgetting the context of Bitcoin. They're just forgetting that Bitcoin is really controlling the price of everything. And generally speaking, I would say, well, if Slerf is bullish, Bitcoin is bullish, but this isn't bullish. Yeah, none of this is bullish. Yeah, just be aware of that. You see green candles, you see a little pumpy, you kind of suddenly feel bullish. Okay, but, and I'm looking at the 1 minute time frame, so obviously you have to Take that in consideration. At the moment, there's been a change of market structure, and of course, the first thing you want to see is market structure to change. Lower low. It's quite a high, lower high. So all the way down to a lower low. We haven't put in a lower low here, but if we do put in a lower low here, that becomes your lower high. The structure is bearish. Yeah. So again, every opportunity for the price going up is an opportunity to build a short position. And obviously, if the market structure changes, it changes. It changes. For it to go up, it's going to have to become bullish, right? So for this to go up, you'd have to go up, take out basically that high. Really, it's quite high up. Come right back down. Unless we go down first. So there's two ways that this could happen, and I'm just contemplating a structure change on the 5-minute time frame. You could go down, swing failure to put in a lower high there, then take out that high, put in a low here, and continue. That's how it can happen. Or because our lower high at the moment is farther up, it's all the way up there. If we don't go down now, if we suddenly miraculously start going up, it'll be a squeeze. Yeah, I'll be squeezed. You know, I've got short. I'll be invalidated. I'll be squeezed. It's not a big deal, because I'll be looking to short higher up on a sign of weakness. But in fact, you still have to get back above that neckline, somewhat structure. You'd have to go out and take out that high, potentially a swing failure there, and then coming down, you have to hold a higher low. And then you have to go right back up. I don't know. I think it's quite unlikely. But anything, the Slerf is interesting because anything can happen. If that was to happen, put in a higher high there. People will be looking for the first big pullback, some sort of pullback, probably back down to the same area, this neckline. Find support reaction. At least then you have a chance of longing, and then you have to take out the high for continuation. Otherwise it will just kind of do this. Yeah, so you just have to bear in mind Slerf is very pumpy right now, and what's going on with Slerf, people are like wondering well, no, it's quite illiquid. And so when people are trying to, if people their sentiment is changing from bearish to bullish to bearish to bullish on a minute by minute basis. Yeah, you look at this, you're thinking to yourself, what are we looking at? This is the 1 minute time frame. You're thinking to yourself, rounding bottom, we've broken the neckline, this is a good place for a long. Yeah, and people are now suddenly they become really bullish, but they can't fill a big position without market buying. Yeah, that's the problem here. And so naturally they want to fill a big position because they see this, they go, oh my god, it's really bullish now, this is a really good place to long. So someone just comes and market buys 33k, 23k, 5k. Well, here there's a bit of market buying. Okay, that's the problem. It's quite liquid. So basically 33, 23, that's 56 plus 40 is like 104k thereabouts. Has moved the price of, has basically moved the price of Slerf 1%, 100, just basically 100k buy on Slerf has moved the price 1%. How illiquid is that? It's really illiquid, very illiquid market. And just be aware that when the price moves like that, this is market buying. It's only when you see wicks that you start coming into limit orders. Yeah, the wicks indicate that. So at the moment you see the price coming into these green candles, getting a little bit of reaction. You need the market buying to overcome the limit orders selling. That's what needs to happen. Yeah, and it looks up and downy, but that's just people are market buying, market selling, market buying, market selling. Yeah, you just be aware of that. Slerf is like that. I'm not saying we can't go up with Slerf one more time. I'm not saying that we can't do that. It's always with Slerf, it's always possible because it's a little bit mental. That's why we love it. It's really mental Slerf. But that being said, in the context of my analysis on Elliott waves, I think it's over. I think it's game over. until we have a kind of a little bit of a prolonged correction. So let me just go to the analysis now, after I've done that commentary. That's my higher time frame levels. So we're at the weekly level now. That's a back test of this previous weekly. You see that? See that? At the moment, this is on the daily time frame. That's a really bearish candle in the highs, high increasing volume in the highs. It's a dragonfly doji. It's really bearish, and we've obviously had a immediate bearish continuation, immediate reaction to that bearish candle. A little kind of failed auction of that daily level, right back down to the weekly level. It's a weekly level, has no liquidity. It's just an arbitrary level. So we've come up. So naturally, what you would want to see on a higher time frame, you want to see this level hold for continuation. That's what you'd want to see. Okay, so let's just have a look at the volume quickly. I might delete all my stuff. So yeah, look, we've it's interesting because we're underneath the range point of control right now. Now let me just update my volume. Yeah, no changes. The value area low is slightly lower. Sorry, the value area high is slightly lower. Everything else is the same. There's the point of control. Where's the next high volume node? Somewhere here. Okay, that's fine. It's in this range here. See that we're kind of messing about with the point of control. See that? So we have a weekly level and a point of control at the same place. Technically, this is quite a strong support. Point of control, weekly level. The weekly level is a back-tested weekly level, so it's not a fresh weekly level. It's just a flip. So technically, we're at a strong place. Technically, as long as we don't lose the point of control. At the moment, you can see on the lower time frames that the price is trying to lose the point of control. You can see that, yeah. And so naturally, what you want to see now is strength. You want to see volume, back test, hold. That's what you want to see. Change of market structure. You want to see the change of market structure. Again, I said that we have to go up to there. Unfortunately, it's quite a wide distance, but whatever happens, if the price wants to go up, it has to find support again on the point of control. And right now you see the price is has lost it. It's kind of lost it, hasn't it? It looks like it's lost it. Look, we kind of had a little fake out up there. Look at all those selling tails, limit orders into these kind of order blocks there. Came under, came above, couldn't find resistance. We're back under, we're finding resistance. So we're kind of losing the point of control here. Last time we hit the point of control, perfect reaction. See that? Perfect reaction. This time that we hit the point of control, it overshot and had the barest of SFPs. Had a really, like literally a fraction of a millimeter here. There was a swing failure here. Increasing volume. So it's quite bullish. Came above, came back. Perfect reaction on point of control. Rallied to make another high. But look right now, look at what's happening now. We've lost it, back above, lost it, losing it. So the price action is actually showing significant amount of weakness in comparison to what we saw before. All right. If there was strength here, we'd have a similar reaction. We'd have a similar bounce, you know, hold it, bounce, hold it. Yeah. So we're not seeing strength in the price action when it comes to exactly that one came down to wipe your long. This one came up to wipe my short. High leverage traders, that's what happens, huh? I guess we just need to use lower leverage, or I don't know. I have similar troubles. Gary, you're not unique in this. There's a little bit, you see this, it's quite market buyy, you know, you see when you look at the price action, people are market buying. I don't know why. I don't know why people buy like that. Like, it's a bit of a market buy through the point of control. What's happening to Bitcoin? Oh yeah, you see, look, Bitcoin is a little bit of market buying. So people look at Bitcoin, and again, like, look, you're looking at Bitcoin, you're seeing, what are you seeing? You're seeing, it's a 1 minute time frame, but you're seeing a rounding bottom here. You're seeing a lot of buying higher lows, and so naturally people are getting a little bit bullish, and Slerf is obviously seeing that reaction. I think nothing changes. I mean, that's the thing. You can't get bullish until we start seeing strength. Yeah, you can take longs with very tight invalidations at the lows if you start seeing something form like a rounding bottom. You could totally do that and look for an entry for a scalp. But Slerf is overreacting again. It thinks Bitcoin is bullish, and as far as I can tell, it's just going up to fill the gaps. And what you actually need to see now is you need to see the price come down and find support. We need support. We can't, you can't get bullish on market buying. You have to get bullish when you see the price come back and find support. And I love swing failures on Slerf because it's quite easy to see bullishness on swing failures. So I like to see that too, right? But let me go back to my overall analysis. I'm getting distracted. I like to get distracted, don't I? The question I think is for us is what kind of correction. Let me delete all of this now. I had this stuff from yesterday. All right, that's all that. So actually that 5 ended there, didn't it? 1, 2. So this was incorrect. It's like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So I was right and I was wrong. I was wrong because I thought maybe this was a 5, but actually I was right in the sense that I was expecting a 5. So I was wrong and I was right. I doubted myself. Okay. So it happens. And that's basically your move. I think you had your wave 1 here. This is the wave 3. Okay. So if you haven't seen my first drawing, it's that one. What's this one? I mean, technically, that's that. Technically, this can come all the way down to here. Just it can't take out the 0. All right. So when you're thinking about Elliott waves, technically, if that was your 1, this was your 2. We've just had a 3, which is a 5 wave up, impulsive. Technically, this, oh, my bad, to there. What am I thinking? Technically, the 4 has to come to there and hold. Then you can have a 5. If that's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The question is, my question is, maybe there was a 5 wave here. That was what I was thinking. Maybe we had, let me just see how this price action is here. That made a high low there, didn't it? Yeah. So potentially you could have had a wave 1 here. No, it doesn't work. That's your wave 1. So this is what I was thinking actually, because we made a higher low here. So I was just thinking maybe we made a wave one here for a 3 and some kind of shitty 5 here, correction, ABC, somewhere here for some kind of 5 there. That's what I was thinking. One, 2, 3. This is the correction. It's like an ABC for a shitty 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, 5. The reason why I look at that, I say this is quite impulsive, and we made a higher low, so we didn't take out the low. So I like that. And because this was quite impulsive, that would have been the 3, and then this whole thing is actually the 5. That's kind of what I'm thinking at the moment. And the only reason I'm thinking like that is because I'm looking at Bitcoin and I'm seeing real weakness. Nope, this doesn't work. Correction. No, that's not right. That can't be. The reason why it can't be because the 4 can't come underneath the 1. All right, so that's incorrect. All right, so it's good that I did that, because at least I know that that's not correct. So let me just go back. In that case, we're expecting one more wave, because I can't see any more waves here that follow the rules. That will be a 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That whole thing is the 3 then. All right, we'll just go with that. So actually this can't come underneath there. The only way that this is different, and I don't know, I'm not 100%, is actually if doesn't really make sense, because unless that was your 5 there, no, it doesn't really make sense either. If that's the case, then we're correcting. If that's the case, then we're in a correction. We're not in an impulsive stage. We're in a corrective stage. It's the wave 4 of the overall wave. Oh God, Slerf has come all the way up to my position. I'm gonna get stopped out. So annoying. Sorry, let me just have a look at this. What's the hour time frame? 2:22. Yeah, look at that swing failure. Huh? Range point control. All right. Just give me a second. Hold on. Have a look. One, two, three, four, 5. Yeah, so we should be in a full correction. So if this is correct, and actually we shouldn't come underneath this one here, and it's amazing because that actually that means that's our buy zone here for one more wave. I wonder if we'll come down to the high volume node just again one more time. And while I don't mind high and lows, I wouldn't mind an SFP, to be honest with you, a liquidation here. Just do this 618. That's good. I know it came all the way to the 1.618 here, and then just the kind of a liquidity grab there, and then we're down to this 1-to-1 was good. It kind of acted as an SR flip. This looks okay. Yeah, it looks all right. The ratios are good. Let's see how long this correction lasted. It was like 138 hours. Let's try this. Okay. And 1-to-2. The 1-to-2 got us to the end. Ashok, if Bitcoin breaches 637,300, it can be bullish. I'll have a look in a second. So we're at a really good place for support. That's kind of why the price is holding. You see here it's been for a few hours, but the reaction isn't there. I don't like the reaction. So I don't like the market structure here. I don't like this, right? So it's hard because we put in a lower low here. If you go up and if that's sold into, look, guess what you're looking at? You're looking at an inverse head and shoulders pattern. So that's really quite bearish. I don't know if I want to see a head and shoulders pattern, to be honest with you, because that would be really quite bearish. I think this is better. I'd rather just go down now. The faster the better. It's always better to go down faster because it means you can go up faster too. But you're still looking for an ABC correction type behavior here, and we have to see where the A, B, we have to keep a track of it basically. I'll start with the lower time frames, but obviously in the higher time frame you might have to change that, update it. It's kind of what we're looking at the moment. ABC, ABC. And obviously you can combine these, and eventually we'll be able to combine them a little bit and start doing kind of trying to time it. Let me just do it from there to the C. A, B, C, A, B to this C here. Which one was it? Probably that one. Let's start doing this. Maybe we can get some. Slerf likes to kind of do this, doesn't it? It likes to kind of move in time. I'm assuming the B is going to be put here. I don't know. Could be up there, but I'm assuming it's somewhere here. And then let's see if the C takes out this pivot at 5 p.m. today, somewhere at 5 p.m. And start mapping this out. It's because we're looking at a correction, it's probably better to sell to short than to long. But obviously, the other thing to bear in mind is that, you know, if we start forming a corrective waves, then you could probably do both. You could probably time it. And when you're basically on the, see, A, B, C, C is a good place to buy. A, B, C, in that case, C is a good place to sell. And it's quite impulsive. Those C's are quite impulsive. And then you can combine them, which I usually do, and also start looking at the higher time frame. It could be later, actually, looking at it. It's hard to tell whether it's the 618 or the 1-to-1. 1-to-1 will be later on. So basically, I have somewhere about 5 p.m. or somewhere later about 8 p.m. I mean, it's quite a, you could, don't know if I'm expecting it to go down that far, but could we do that? First ABC down to there? Who knows? Let's see. It's one of these pivots potentially, but then you'll be looking for this. Another down, 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 down. 1-to-1 on that. It's possible. It's just an idea. That's if we don't go up now and form some kind of head and shoulders. If we actually start to go down, then kind of that's where you'll be looking for this 1-to-1. And just remember what I said with the Elliott waves. If that was your one, I'm assuming that is. I can't really see any reason why there would be a one earlier on. It doesn't work with the rules. That was very impulsive. There was 5 waves. We counted that. We had the correction here. That was correct. And here we've had our next 5 waves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's wave 3 complete. So we're looking for a wave 4. It would make sense for a zigzag here. No, well, would it? It might not. We might not see a zigzag, and you just have to bear that in mind. Who knows? Like, this was a zigzag here. That's the problem. So it's quite unusual to have a zigzag here and another zigzag. Maybe something else comes to mind, but right now it's looking quite zigzaggy. So therefore, let's continue with the idea that it's a zigzag, and until something else changes, then we can reanalyze, we can reevaluate as you have developing structure, as you have developing price action, right? So for the time being, let's assume it's a zigzag, but remember, this is going to be probably a slightly prolonged correction, right? And for this Elliott wave count to be correct, the 4 can't come underneath here, which is that high volume node that we had the first reaction before, because that is still the top of your first one wave. Yeah, remember what I said. I just don't want a 4-hour to close into a 4-hour candle here. I'm not looking at the 4-hour now. I'm looking at the 5-minute, and it's the same thing applies here. I don't want to see that. If suddenly you start seeing this go down further, then what does that mean? I'll tell you exactly what that means. And it's good to remember this because you can use that for the future. I'm assuming this is a wave 1 because I see 5 impulsive waves. I'm assuming this is a 2 because it hasn't made a lower low, and we've had corrective waves. Yeah, and this is obviously another 5 wave impulse that we've just had. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The fib extension gives us correct levels and ratios, so that gives me the confidence to say that this is our wave 3, right? Now, if for some reasons that I can't explain, this 4 comes all the way down here, guess what? It means this whole one arm is scrapped. This whole 1 and 2 is scrapped. You just have to update your wave count. Scrap it. And then you have to begin your 1 from here. Then this whole thing is a 1. And now we're in our 2. Okay? because you've just broken the rule. So if you see that this correction takes us lower than the top of this one, then this whole arm is invalidated. This first arm becomes your 1. This is your 2. And then the rules for a correct 2 are that it can't come underneath the start point, which would be all the way down here at 0.2824. Okay, so that's how it works. And that's how Elliott Waves works. It's ongoing continuous analysis, and you have to keep on updating based on what you're seeing. Yeah, so if we suddenly see the price for some reasons that I can't explain, drop underneath this one here, I invalidate the first wave, the first arm, and this becomes our wave 1. And so then that's better, even it's better for us actually, because then we're in a corrective 2 and we're looking for a massive wave 3. Okay, so it's actually better. If however this wave 4 correction completes correctly, and we kind of we find support somewhere here and we can't get past this one, then I'll be looking for a wave 5 after the correction is complete. Yeah, I mean, the wave 3 was nice. Maybe we have a bigger wave 5, probably bigger, probably way bigger. Yeah, and let's just say hypothetically, if this is correct, let's say you go from here to, sorry, if we take it from here to here, let's say the correction completes here at this high volume node, maybe even flipping it as a point of control, that would be nice to see. You know, 1-to-1 would take us to 5.58 cents. Extended, why not extend? Go take us all the way up to 81 cents. Yeah, that's kind of what I would be looking for. If this area here, this high volume node, holds as support, and what would be even more bullish, and this is what I'd be looking for, is to see if the high volume node becomes the range point of control as we approach it, as we put volume there. If that suddenly becomes the range point of control, that's extremely bullish. And as long as it holds the support, then I wouldn't, once Bitcoin sorts itself out, I wouldn't be surprised if we have an impulsive move all the way up to higher numbers. Okay, so that's something I'll be looking for. Okay, so we have a couple of things to keep an eye on, and we'll be doing that together. Okay, we'll be doing that together, and you're welcome to come and join me. I'll be tracking Slerf's fib count and correction. I think because we're correcting, so I just want you guys to be aware of this, because we're correcting, it's better to not buy. It's better to sell. Okay, just bear that in mind. Yeah, don't get FOMO about the bullish move, the impulsive move. Yeah, just yet. If we're expecting an impulsive move, don't get bullish just yet. This correction you could be multiple ABCs. Yeah, this could be your first ABC. We could get another ABC. We could get another ABC. Yeah, we could totally do that. It's happened before. There's no reason why it can't happen again. If you're going to get bullish, at least get bullish here after you've counted 3 ABCs and you're completing your WXY. Yeah, get bullish at the right place at the right time, potentially sometime this evening, if we can come down and swing failure, that have a really nice volume into a swing failure down here. I'd like to see that, and then get bullish all the way up to resistance, and then sell it right back down to I am Harbor. I see that wave 4 at 0.36. What time frame are you looking at here? All right, so yeah, this is why it's subjective, because yeah, okay, so I've been thinking about this too. You're right, it is. The reason why I'm not on that mindset, I am Harbor, because you're basically suggesting that maybe that was your wave 5 here. Wait, I think you're suggesting something like this. Something like this, right? So this is what he's saying. I've thought about this too, and it's complete hourly. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, right. So effectively what I am Harbour is saying is that you've had your 5 waves up to that point. This was your correction, A, B, C, down to this point, and you've had your last 5 waves to complete the 5th wave. This is also possible. Huh? It's also possible. This is also an idea. Okay. I'm not fond of it. Only because I see that this correction here was quite a long correction. And this 4 is quite short. There's no match in the timings. Yeah, I think that's a bit weird. That's all. That's the only reason why I'm not on the same page as you. But I do think it's possible. I think you're right. This is possible too. Yeah. If this is possible, then if this is correct, if what you're saying is correct, then guess what? Our invalidation is all the way down at the start point. Here, back to here. Because then this whole thing is a 1 up to that point. And now the 2 can come all the way back down to here and still be valid. All right. The only reason why I'm not on the same page as you is because I see this 4 correction here that you're suggesting as really short, really short, and also really too impulsive, a little bit too impulsive. So I don't know. I'm kind of in 2 minds. I like to see corrections really correct. This wasn't really corrective, you know. For me, this wasn't really corrective. When I look at this, I see lots of corrective candles, lots of corrective price action. Yeah, it's the price is correcting. It took quite a while after that first impulse. I just don't see it here. That's all. That's the only reason why I'm not entertaining this, knowing full well that it's possible. So you are absolutely right to bring that up. Okay. For the time being, I'm just going to ignore it. But I might be wrong. So you might be right. Yeah. So that's the thing about Elliott waves. It's so bloody subjective. I'm trying to undo this to go all the way back. Oh yeah, there it is. And obviously, if anyone has ideas, then feel free to share them. We're happy to look at them together. I'm not God. I don't have all the answers. I really wish I did, because then I'll be a multi-millionaire. I'll be a billionaire. I think I can analyze the charts well enough to in the future become quite wealthy. I just have to get my execution on point. So yeah, so this is what I'm considering right now. Let's just see what happens. What I've noticed about these corrections is that while I have it coming all the way up here, once this gets really bearish, everyone gets crazy bearish on Slerf and they start dumping. Yeah. So while I see this could potentially be quite steep. This could potentially be really flat, and this could be much steeper. And just also bear in mind that you lose this area here. I'd like a swing failure here. If you lose this area here, we're going down. You lose this high volume node as support, we're going down. There's a big gap here. And then you invalidate this wave first part. Potentially that becomes your wave 1, unless of course I am Harbour is correct. And then we have actually completed our 5 waves here. I will entertain that idea concurrently, but I just at the moment, I'm not giving it much thought, because whatever happens, we're still correcting. It doesn't really matter which is correct. What we'll know once the correction is complete. Yeah. Now, if the price finds support here, then I'm right. If the price goes all the way down here, then potentially you're right, or this wave 1 doesn't exist. You can scrap that. Yeah. So there's 2 options here. And obviously, if we start going down to here, I will take your suggestion a little bit more really seriously. It doesn't really matter in the context of where we are now, because we're still correcting. We're just correcting, aren't we? So who cares? Who cares what wave we're in? Let's just count the corrective waves. Look, see, this is no joke. You know, technical analysis does work. As long as you know what you're looking for. Okay, so when I'm saying this is not bullish, I'm not joking. I'm serious. I'm hoping one day I have an army of people on my YouTube who are really good at executing, can just listen to what I'm saying and make a lot of money. I'd really love that in the future. That would be good. And then I can just focus on analyzing and not be too bothered about execution, because really I suck. All right, that's Slerf. I hope that's clear. I don't have anything more to say. Just bear in mind, and I just wanted to show this to you guys because I'm going to obviously put this in a separate video. And I showed this yesterday, and obviously I'm going to put this in a separate video so people who are interested in Slerf will see this. What I'm seeing on Slerf on a higher time frame is something very similar to TRVL. It's the other token that I'm following on my YouTube. It's a project that I'm very much interested in, so do your own research, have a look at it. But when I do a side by side with TRVL on the different time frames, so Slerf on the left, TRVL on the right, you'll see here I've got it on my list. Now on TRVL, if I use get rid of the volume so it's no longer distracting. If I on the TRVL use the weekly time frame, let me just disconnect these. Let me use a different chart so we get rid of that wick, because that wick wasn't correct. It was a Bybit scam wick. You say Bybit doesn't have scam wicks, there's one there. So that's not true. Use Mexi. Mexi also has scam wicks, so let's use Mexi anyway. So on the right, you've got TRVL, it's the weekly time frame, and on the left, you've got Slerf, which is the daily time frame, right? Both launched as Bitcoin was correcting. Yeah, both look very similar to me in the way this goes up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, up, kind of a little down, and then up, and then up. Very similar. They look very similar to me. Obviously, that's a weekly fractal of a higher time frame token, small microcap, launched as Bitcoin was started its last correction at the end of the bull market, and this Slerf launched just as Bitcoin was correcting. So I am wondering if Slerf is going to follow this like this. I am wondering. It kind of is weird, but they're following. Maybe in the future, one day, Slerf is actually going to start taking control of this idea, because that's on the right, it's weekly, on the left, it's daily. But at the moment, I'm seeing very, very, very similar movement. And it's mainly because of the momentum of the market. Yeah. And that's really important. So with Slerf, because after launch, the price didn't just go up. So the momentum is now down. It's not an upwards momentum. It's a downwards momentum. And naturally, I think momentum has to be flattened out. And it's a really important that momentum is flat before the price starts to move upwards. Yeah. Ooh, what did I do? What is this shit? And so when you look at, oh God, I did that again. What is that? Why does it keep on moving? When you look at Slerf, or you look at, I don't know which moving average I'm using, you see how, what the hell? Why does this keep moving? You see how the moving averages are still kind of trending down, and you just can't fight that. You have to let that flatten out, and the price will adjust. Okay, and that's basically what we're experiencing. We're experiencing a lot of bullishness, a lot of impulsiveness, but also the price needs to flatten out the momentum of this kind of mini downtrend that we've been experiencing on Slerf. And I can see the same thing on other tokens which have had similar experiences, but this is more of a multi-year downtrend, but it's the same thing. Yeah, after this kind of multi-year consolidation, you think this is this wouldn't correct so much, but it still has, because you can't escape gravity, you can't escape momentum. Okay, so just bear that in mind. And so I'm thinking at the very least on Slerf, let's go back to just one screen Slerf. I don't use the moving averages to trade. I just use them as ideas of the movement of how the price is moving. And when it's trending, you see it's trending because you've got all of the moving averages kind of going up really nicely in parallel with each other. And it's, you know, you can just keep on buying the dips. When that starts to happen, you can just keep on buying the dips. But here, like if it came back and held this daily 50 moving average as support, and the point of control of the range, which I have here, it moves to the bottom of the range. Where is it again? Volume nodes. See that? This high volume node here on this 50 weekly moving average. If we can put enough volume here to flip this back into the point of control, then that's going to be really bullish. And it's flat. The daily 50 is flat. Maybe Bitcoin finds some strength and we can start going up. That's kind of what I would like to see if that happens. If not, if you can't hold this area of support, then we just head to the lower one, and you can't hold that as support. It's always the same. Then you head to the lower one. It's all about levels where the price finds support. So right now you can clearly see that the range point of control is not support. It was resistance. We faked out back underneath. There's no support there. It doesn't mean that we can't. Look, I see the similar price action here. I just want you to be aware. Okay, and it look what happened here on the daily time frame on Slerf. Again, the same thing. You've got this bearish doji here, same as here. The next day was this one we had a swing failure. This one we didn't, made a lower high, but effectively a sell-off. Yeah. And then look, it came into the range point of control here. But the thing is, this had a reaction and then the price went up. At the moment, we have to see what happens. Like the daily time frame hasn't ended yet. Do we get something similar, a little bit of a reaction, and then the next day a swing failure, we can trade it up? Just kind of replicating this fractal here. I'll be looking for that. So I want to see something similar if we're going to experience something similar, and we'll know, because whatever happens today, tomorrow there'll be a swing failure for the price to go up and fill all of this gap as high as possible, probably all the way up to the top of that body. According to this, it went all the way up to there. You see that? So that would take us all the way up to there for another sell-off. So we have to see how this plays out. It might be very similar, huh? It might be, or it might be very different. Who knows? Okay, but I'm just keeping that in mind for potential future price action, because at the moment it's deja vu, isn't it? There's a little bit of deja vu. All right, any questions on that? Still haven't made a lower low. What's the volume like? I'm looking at the 5-minute time frame now. Quite heavy volume to the downside. Let's have a look at the 1-minute time frame. There's this green volume that's generally quite bullish, but there's no swing failure. So I'd want to see a swing failure. I don't like that. It could just be someone buying at market. And then obviously we put in a pivot here. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's looking quite bearish. Look at that. Every sell-off is just like sell. That people are really ready to sell. So if you start seeing this, sell. No, you can make easy gains. And 2%, just like that. You start seeing this. You start seeing weakness. Start selling. No. All right, that's Slerf. I can make a video now. I haven't done one in days.